If you're a painter like me, you may have been in the middle of a painting process when suddenly a completely different idea hits you and you have to paint it immediately. This is what I like to refer to as whimsical painting. It's where you let your imagination take over, and even though you already had a plan for the piece that you were working on, you just let it take over. Sometimes this is not the best thing to do for you. Some people might not entirely enjoy this process, but it's something that I find so fun and freeing, because it seems to me, at least, that no matter how much I try and plan a piece over and over again down to every single detail, it always turns out slightly different, which is completely fine. And if you're someone who likes planning, that might be the route for you, but for me, at least, I like to try and plan as much as possible to give myself guidance, but ultimately at the end of the day, I let the piece do whatever it wants. And that's what happened with this piece here. This piece is titled Deadly But Delicate. It is a painting I did on a scrap piece of wood from when I cut some panels out of some plywood. I didn't want to throw it away, it was just slightly too big for my preferences to put in the scrap pile, but I decided to do a painting on it, and I didn't know what to do with it for a really long time, and then one day it hit me, a rose with a hand and glowing, and that's it. It was just that simple, and I needed to do it immediately. I could not stop thinking about it. I sketched it, I transferred it, and I started painting it all in one day. It needed to be done. Everything else stopped. I didn't do anything else until I finished this painting. It took me 2 days because I had to eat and sleep and stuff, but when I was in the studio, I was working on this piece, and I had a vague idea of what I wanted for it, but it took control. You'll see towards the end where I actually almost did the background completely differently, but I ended up doing it in black instead of this dark purple, and I eventually added some weird texture swirly things with red. It's so stunning. It's so stunning at the end. I don't know if I'll sell this piece, actually. I love it so much. I might just keep it for myself. We'll see. I'll put it on the website. We'll see what happens. But that's not the point. So the point of this video is I love painting, and I just needed to tell you guys what I feel like is the most exhilarating feeling you can have as a painter. It's so freeing. Everything just clicks into place and it consumes you. This feeling is the reason why I paint, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. I was racking my brain trying to figure out what to talk about in this video, and then I was like, I just need to talk about what happened, what the process for this piece was like. It was so fast. It took me only 5 hours to do this entire painting, but ultimately it led me to a bigger question of, should you let the pieces take over, or should you fight that urge of inspiration and stick to your original plan? And for me, at least, it depends. It depends on what the piece is, what I had planned for it, and what it's for. If it's just a piece that I don't have any special plans for, ultimately at the end of the day, with most of my pieces, I try to keep my plans fairly loose. I do have a very extensive process for my plannings. I do thumbnail sketches. From there, I pick or take reference photos, combine them together into a digital mock-up, then do my sketch based on that mock-up, and then I will transfer that sketch to a smaller piece of oil painting paper, do a color study to make sure all the colors match, and then I will do the final painting. It's a very long process before I even get to the final panel. For pieces like this, where I just had to do it immediately and it was all consuming, the process looks a little bit different. The process looks like doing a sketch, fixing what needs to be fixed, and then painting it immediately. There's such little planning involved in this, and there's also pieces that you can plan and plan and plan, but once you get to the easel and sit down, things change, and you're like, no, I need to put this here. I need to change this color. It looks better, and that's okay. In my eyes, that's the beauty of painting, but some people might not like it. I just wanted to sit here and talk about it with you guys and ask for your thoughts and opinions, because I really want to know, am I the only one who lets the painting take over, who, when inspiration hits, just lets it go? It goes wherever it wants to. For me, that's the joy of painting, right? You can think about it being a cooler toned palette, but at the end of the day, it's more neutral or warmer. The whimsicalness of paintings and pieces taking taking over your entire body and mind and just doing whatever it wants. It feels like it has more of my soul in it then. Not that like strictly planned pieces don't have my soul in it, but it just, for me, something about it is just so amazing. This is a bit of a shorter video. I just really wanted to share it with you guys, how I was feeling about this piece and the process that it took and how it made me feel. This painting is going to be up on my store for adoption. If you did like this video, please share your thoughts with me, subscribe if you'd like to see more of my content, and give it a like if you want, but you totally don't have to. I hope you all have really amazing days. Bye!